Hi there. I am in the backyard garden. I'm reading from the Bible. Today I'm reading from the book of Exodus, chapter 39. In chapter 39 of Exodus, it talks about making the vestments for the priesthood, and then it finishes up talking about the work completed. But before I get started, I want to talk just a little bit about what I'm showing you in the video today. Today I'm showing you 2 flower pots that are in the backyard garden, and they just have kind of winter sticks in them, winter plants that one of them has a bit of holy basil. We'll gather up the seeds before they fall and use them to plant spring basil in the garden. Okay, enough about the garden. Back to Bible reading. Today I'm reading from the book of Exodus, chapter 39. The reading begins. Of the blue, purple, and crimson yarns, they made finely worked vestments for ministering in the holy place. They made the sacred vestments for Aaron as the Lord had commanded Moses. He made the ephod of gold, of purple, blue, and crimson yarns, and of fine twisted linen. Gold leaf was hammered out and cut into threads to work into the blue, purple, and crimson yarns, and into the fine twisted linen, in skilled design. They made for the ephod shoulder pieces, joined to it at its 2 edges. The decorated band on it was of the same materials and workmanship, of gold, of blue, purple, and crimson yarns, and of fine twisted linen, as the Lord had commanded Moses. The onyx stones were prepared and closed in settings of gold filigree and engraved like the engravings of the signet, according to the names of the sons of Israel. He set them on the shoulder pieces of the ephod to be stones of remembrance for the sons of Israel, as the Lord had commanded Moses. He made the breastpiece in skilled work, like the work of the ephod, of gold, of blue, purple, and crimson yarns, and of fine twisted linen. It was square. The breastpiece was made double, a span in length and a span in width when doubled. They set in it 4 rows of stones, a row of carnelian, chrysolite, and emerald was the first row, and the second row, a turquoise, a sapphire, and a moonstone, and the third row, a jacinth, an agate, and an amethyst, and the 4th row, a beryl, an onyx, and a jasper. They were enclosed in settings of gold filigree. There were 12 stones with names corresponding to the names of the sons of Israel. They were like signets, each engraved with its name for the 12 tribes. They made on the breastpiece chains of pure gold, twisted like cords, and they made 2 settings of gold filigree and 2 gold rings, and put the 2 rings on the 2 edges of the breastpiece. And they put the 2 cords of gold in the 2 rings at the edges of the breastpiece. 2 ends of the 2 cords they had attached to the 2 settings of filigree. In this way, they attached it in front to the shoulder pieces of the ephod. Then they made 2 rings of gold and put them at the 2 ends of the breastpiece on its inside edge next to the ephod. They made 2 rings of gold and attached them in front to the lower part of the 2 shoulder pieces of the ephod, at its joining above the decorated band of the ephod. They bound the breastpiece by its rings to the rings of the ephod with a blue cord, so that it should lie on the decorated band of the ephod, and that the breastpiece should not come loose from the ephod, as the Lord had commanded Moses. He also made the robe of the ephod woven all of blue yarn, and the opening of the robes in the middle of it was like the opening in a coat of mail, with a binding around the opening so that it might not be torn. On the lower hem of the robe, they made pomegranates of blue, purple, and crimson yarns and of fine twisted linen. They also made bells of pure gold, and put the bells between the pomegranates on the lower hem of the robe all around. Between the pomegranates, a bell and a pomegranate, a bell and a pomegranate, all around on the lower hem of the robe for ministering, as the Lord had commanded Moses. They also made the tunics, woven of fine linen, for Aaron and his sons, and the turban of fine linen, and the headdresses of fine linen, and the linen undergarments of fine twisted linen, and the sash of fine twisted linen, and of blue, purple, and crimson yarns, embroidered with needlework, as the Lord had commanded Moses. They made the rosette of the holy diadem of pure gold, and wrote on it an inscription like the engraving on a signet, "Holy to the Lord." They tied it to a blue cord to fasten it on the turban above, as the Lord had commanded Moses. In this way, all the work of the tabernacle of the tent of meeting was finished. The Israelites had done everything just as the Lord had commanded Moses. Then they brought the tabernacle to Moses, the tent and all its utensils, its hooks, its frames, its bars, its pillars and its bases, the covering of tanned rams, skins, and the covering of fine leather, and the curtain for the screen, the ark of the covenant with its poles, and the mercy seat, the table with all its utensils, and the bread of the presence, the pure lampstand with its lamps set on it, and all its utensils, and the oil for the lighting, the golden altar, the anointing oil, and the fragrant incense, and the screen for the entrance of the tent, the bronze altar and its grating of bronze, its poles and all its utensils, the basin with its stand, the hangings of the court, its pillars and its bases, and the screens for the gate of the court, its cords and its pegs, and all the utensils for the service of the tabernacle, for the tent of meeting, the finely worked vestments for ministering in the holy place, the sacred vestments for the priest Aaron, and the vestments of his sons to serve as priests. The Israelites had done all of the work just as the Lord had commanded Moses. When Moses saw that they had done all the work just as the Lord had commanded, he blessed them. This ends the reading of Exodus chapter 39.